Paganini had a secret. He summed it up in only 2 sentences. Stick with me because today you'll learn how to feel very comfortable in every position of the instrument. Many theories have been built around these statements, most famously by the great violinist Ruggiero Ricci. According to Ruggiero Ricci, Paganini held the violin in 3rd position with a fixed thumb, and his incredibly flexible and long fingers, apparently linked to the Marfan syndrome, a disease that he carried, allowed him to play anything on the violin. I believe this theory is true, but to me it's just the tip of the iceberg, because Paganini was not just a showman. He inspired Liszt, Rachmaninoff, Schumann, many of the greatest musicians of his time. All of them were virtuosos, of course, but they also express depth and inspiration through technically demanding pieces. To me, Paganini's music is linked to bel canto and singing, while still, of course, being very virtuosic. A wonderful example of how free Paganini was is one of the earliest recordings ever made in music history by Sivori, his only pupil, who plays La Streghe by Paganini, imitating the bleating of an old lady through a very, very wide and exaggerated vibrato. So of course this shows how Paganini thought outside of the box, and to me it shows that Paganini's secret was more than something just technical. It had to be something musical, something philosophical, just a different way of seeing the instrument. So what is a position to start with? And to answer, I think we need to ask, why is the violin tuned in 5th? The violin is small enough so that you can play whole tones with only 2 fingers. This means that 4 fingers can cover a 4th, and then you change string and you get a 5th. Now compare. The double bass is too large for that, so the hand only covers a 3rd and the instrument is tuned in 4th. The cello is different. It should be tuned in 4th in the lower register and in 5th in the upper register, yet this is of course impossible, so it is tuned in 5th. This creates 3 kinds of positions: 4 fingers positions in the lower register, 3 fingers position in the upper register, and thumb position really high up. But all of that, of course, is very complicated, and it makes a very simple tune in 1st position require shifts. Paganini also played the guitar, an instrument that is tuned inconsistently between strings, and I think he was well aware of these differences. So what I think one position really means is simply that the hand shape is consistent across strings and registers. So you get 1 to 4 is a 4th, across strings an octave, and with extending fingerings, you get a tenth. It's a perfectly logical map. All intervals across two strings with the same hand shape. I think no other string instrument offers that, and that's the uniqueness of the violin. So why do violinists hate second position? Because every position feels different. But enharmonic notes show that this is a complete illusion. You see, different notes, different positions, yet the exact same tone. The problem is how we practice scales. We start in first position, go to third, and then go high up. And then we change tonality, change key, but we use the exact same fingerings and the same patterns. This means that we never practice every tonality in every position. For example, F major in first position on the G string, we never practice. And let's not even speak about G flat major in second position, for example. Of course, I'm only speaking about the most basic scale system, but even more complex scale systems don't cover all tonalities in every register. Yet in real repertoire, that's exactly what we do. We play any tonality, any melody, any scale, at any place on the instrument, across registers. So what I think Paganini really meant by one scale is just practicing always the same fingering, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, in every tonality and every position. I think we should remember that, in my opinion, the two greatest violinists of all times, that is Bach and Paganini, the two virtuosos who pushed the boundaries of the instrument, also played a different instrument. Bach played, of course, the keyboard and Paganini the guitar, and both instruments are very harmonical instruments. They probably saw the instrument through patterns and not only melodically, a horizontal and harmonical approach that unlocked the instrument's full depth. So now my question for you is, if we want to create an exercise that allows us to practice every tonality on every position of the instrument using the same pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, how do we go up the fingerboard without ever shifting? I have my own theory about this, and I did create a new kind of method for scales and exercise through an app that will make scales enter the 21st century. For now, I let you enjoy a bit of Paganini and write your theories in the comments. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. And next week, I will release the part 2 of this video with my new method and a big surprise. So please make sure to subscribe, not to miss it, and tell me what you think. I'm really curious.